So, is Nano Banana hyped, or is it really as good as people say? Welcome to Gennovate, your home for generative AI tutorials, guides, and news. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at the main features of Nano Banana, the latest image generation model from Google. I'm also going to be providing you with a couple of tips that will help you properly prompt for Nano Banana images for the best results. So let's get started. We are first going to take a look at one of the main features in Nano Banana, which is the ability to create consistent characters. In this example, I have prompted for a 55-year-old ex-MI5 British male sitting in his living room. Let's take a look at the result here. Notice the details. Notice how crisp and detailed this image is. Let me bring this image up for you guys in full resolution so that you can take a look at the details. This is the image in high resolution 4K. So let me just, right. So this is 100%. This is a 4K image. And notice the details, the facial features of the British man here. You can see the smoke coming from his cigar and all the details in his living room. Notice how detailed the leather seat is, and the overall lighting is just really impressive. Next, what I've done is I just asked for a change in the scene a little bit. I said the man now stands beside the fireplace, one hand resting on the mantle, holding his cigar in the other hand. His posture is upright and commanding. And this is the result I get. And as you can see, this is exactly the same man standing in exactly the same library or living room in his home. And you can see that how Nano Banana exactly followed the prompt. You can see that the smoke is not exactly right here, but you can always prompt Nano Banana to remove the smoke here and add it where the cigar is. In another prompt, we have added the man sitting now and gazing, and you can see again the details, how accurate this person looks, and it is consistent from all the previous generations. Let's take a look at another one here where he's completely reclining. Again, the same hairstyle. He's kind of puffing the smoke out. Exactly the same living room. Nothing really changes except the position of the man and the camera angle. Here is again the same man standing now in the same living room, and the results are impressive. So now we know that the image consistency problem has been solved. But this is not the only thing that Nano Banana can do. You can actually combine images and you can add details, remove details. Let's take a look. So here I prompted for a portrait of a fluffy Persian cat, a very cute looking cat here indeed. And you can see again, the details are quite astonishing. Very, very nice details of a photoreal Persian cat. And then I gave it a prompt and I said that I want this cat to be dressed formally, sitting at a dinner table. And this is how you see how the details are, and it's exactly the same cat, but now it's wearing formal clothing, sitting at a dinner table. Next, I prompted for the same cat eating a banana at the same dinner table. Again, notice the consistency of the actual cat. So it is actually the same cat, and you don't have to say that, you don't have to, include the entire prompt. Nano Banana already knows that you are referencing this cat. So now I want the same cat at the same restaurant eating a banana. And you can see the results are really, really good. Now we are going to prompt for a Pixar-style 3D render of a cute plastic toy fox, as you can see here. And the fox is placed in a kind of a child's living room here. Let me just bring this up here so you can take a look at the details. Next, we are going to put this little plastic fox at the beach. And finally, we are going to say that the fox is riding on the cat. And notice how we were able to bring in two characters that we prompted for independently, and we brought them back into one image here. It says, now make the fox ride the Persian cat in a living room. Very, very powerful feature there. And of course, we can change the color, for example. Let's see. So now this Persian cat has blue eyes. Let's go ahead and change it to green eyes and see what happens. And here are the results. You can see that the eye color of the cat has been changed from blue to green. Now, this is a very bright green, but you can always dim it a little bit. And this is really the power of Nano Banana. It really allows you to edit, compose, and you can do multiple things. Anything that, for example, a program like Photoshop does, the basic functions of Photoshop can now be completely done with simple prompts. We're going to take a look at another example here in Nano Banana, and this is the one that I particularly like. I asked Nano Banana to show me how to make a cheesecake with images. And it came back and it said, these are the ingredients for the filling. This is what you need. And now it's going to give me the instructions and it's going to show me the image that corresponds to every step. So this is step 2, step 3, step 4. And the same thing, by the way, you can do with anything else. So this is, again, the entire process of creating cheesecake. Now, we can slightly change this, and we're going to just a very simple prompt and how to make, for example, a Caesar salad. Now, it didn't respect this aspect ratio, and the reason being that this is not the right way of prompting for aspect ratio. But nonetheless, let's take a look at Nano Banana from a very simple prompt here. It says, I've asked it to recreate the images, but let's go to the original prompt here in the beginning. Show me how to make Caesar salad with images. It gave me the ingredients and then a step-by-step instruction with the images. Now what you can actually do is you can copy or download these images, and you can very quickly go to VO3 and create a full video on how to create Caesar salad. And it's quite detailed. The images are quite nice in resolution, as you can see here. So this is preparing, you're cutting the lettuce, making your sauce or your dressing. And, you know, I really, really like this feature. You can use it for anything. You can say, for example, show me how the combustion happens in a jet engine, and it will give you with images, and then it will display the images for you and give you an explanation of how that works. Let us now understand what is the best format to prompt for a Nano Banana in order to get the best results. And the format is the style, the actual prompt, and then the settings, if you will. So what does that mean? I have actually created a Nano Banana image director GPT to help me with that. And the most important when you are doing, of course, the knowledge comes from the Google Studio. So similar to what I've done with the VO3 videos, I've created one for the image generation. So there is a knowledge here. But along the way, I have noticed that getting the right aspect ratio is a real pain. The reason being is the 16, when you type aspect ratio 16:9, like I have here, for example, this is really not going to work in Nano Banana because it uses this just as an aesthetic style. If you really want to specify a 16:9 aspect ratio, it needs to be given in this format. So the two dashes AR 16:9. And the same thing goes for the resolution. Do not type 4K because it will, again, not always respect this particular format. If you want a 4K resolution, then you need to specify the two dashes, resolution, and then specify the exact dimensions for a 4K image. Also, what's very important is when you want an aspect ratio of 16:9, we always add a negative prompt that says do not crop or no square crop. So this is very important. We're going to take an example of this, but first let me show you how we can achieve the 16:9 aspect ratio when, for example, we're creating an ad. If you upload a file, I'm going to go to, for example, let's see here. I'm going to go to this example here, and this is now a 16:9 aspect ratio. And then I'm going to upload another file here, which is a logo of a company. And I'm going to say, place this logo or replace the Gennovate logo in this image with this image. All right, so we have received the result here. And this is, by the way, Sam, our brand ambassador here at Gennovate. You can see that it has followed the prompt, but there is only one problem. My original image here of Sam is a 16:9 aspect ratio, while the image that we got is a square 1:1 aspect ratio, and this is not exactly what we want. So we want to maintain the aspect ratio of the actual image here. And the tip here is to always upload the aspect ratio that you want last. So in this example, if we want, Nano Banana is going to take the aspect ratio of the last upload. So I'm going to repeat this here, but this time I'm going to upload the logo first, and then I'm going to upload that image of Sam. So we're going to go here and select the image here. And then we're going to say, replace the logo in the image. So this is our image here. We're going to replace it with this one. So let's go ahead and try that. We have removed the Gennovate logo and replaced it with the Kane logo. And notice now that the final result follows the aspect ratio of the last image that we've uploaded. And this is true, and it works every time. Just give it a try. So what about if we wanted to prompt for a brand new image? So right now we are going to create, for example, an ad of Pepsi Cola, and we are going to ask for a 16:9 aspect ratio, and we're going to see what the results are. So I have asked ChatGPT, and this is again my own GPT for Nano Banana, to give me an image prompt for a viral Pepsi ad, 16:9 aspect ratio, and 4K resolution. It has come back now with the prompt that we are going to use. And notice in the very last line here, we have AR 16:9 resolution 3840 by 2160. And this is the correct way to ask for the aspect ratio and resolution if you want to ensure that you get the correct results. Also, notice that we have negative prompt for no blurry logos, no generic soda cans, no square crop, very important. And also there is no messy compositions and no overexposed lighting. So we're going to copy this entire prompt now, and we're going to go to Google Gemini. We're going to make sure that we're selected to create images. We're going to paste this and we're going to run it. And let's see what we get. So now we've ran this prompt into Google Gemini. And as you can see, the aspect ratio is 16:9. And this is more than likely a 4K image. It has followed the prompt, exactly what we've asked for. Let's go ahead and download this and see if it has indeed provided us with a 4K image. And there we go. It is indeed a 4K image. This is 100% of the size. Again, you can see the details there, and it is exactly what we've asked for in the exact aspect ratio and resolution. Well, folks, this brings us really to the conclusion of this video. I hope that you have found it useful. If you have any questions, please do post them in the comment section below. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.